What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Again, my name is Stacie Elliott and this is Fit with Fat channel. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this today because I asked in my Fit with Fat group, which I'll link down below, it's a free group, what are some things that you guys are most interested in learning about with this low carb, higher fat lifestyle? And one of the things that I talk about a lot and I tout about all the time because of the benefits that it's given me in my health and fitness journey is intermittent fasting. And today I'm going to give you guys the ultimate beginner's guide to intermittent fasting. By the time you get done watching this video, you are going to be so excited about intermittent fasting, what it's going to do for you, and you're going to feel really comfortable with how easy it is and how you can implement it into your daily life starting right now. So stay tuned. So most people, when they first hear the term intermittent fasting, it kind of stops them dead in their tracks and they look at me like, because fasting really means not eating, right? But this couldn't be further from the truth when you're talking about intermittent fasting. So what is intermittent fasting? Okay, so intermittent fasting isn't changing anything about what you're eating, the portion sizes, anything like that. The only thing it's changing is when you eat. So it's changing the window of time you eat in the day. So what if I told you that there was a way for you to eat everything you always eat and still tap into fat stores and help heal your body at the same time? What would you say to that, right? You would say, sign me up right now. And that's really what intermittent fasting is. So with intermittent fasting, all you're really doing is you're taking the window of your eating time and you're making it smaller. So most people prefer, about a 14 to 16 hour window of being in a fasted state, which I will cover in a second, and about an 8-hour window where you eat during the day. So I'm going to go over the benefits, but instead of getting up and immediately when your feet hit the floor going to eat something, run downstairs so you can grab, your eggs, you're actually going to hold off and you're going to stay in that fasted state until closer to between 11 and 2 p.m. So don't freak out because it's okay. I still have my coffee in the morning with my cream in it. Like a bulletproof kind of coffee. I'll link the cream that I use down below for you guys to check out. It is awesome. And it also has my collagen peptides in it, but it does not break my fast because most people, and where I've seen it before, it's either between 50 to 100 calories to actually break your fast. So for me personally, I will have my coffee in the morning with my cream in it, with those healthy fats in it, collagen peptides in it, MCT oil in it. And then I will drink some ketones, probably mid-morning before I work out, or early morning if I work out early in the morning. And then I don't eat my first meal until, like I said, between 11 and 2 p.m., depending on the day and depending on how I feel that day. Sometimes I'm just really hungry and at 11 o'clock, I'm like, well, I gotta eat. And on the flip side of that coin, I will stop eating by about 8 p.m. So you can even eat, you can space your meals out differently. You could eat a very big lunch. You could eat a smaller size lunch and a smaller size snack and a big dinner later. However that looks for you. What you're going to find is that once you start burning off some of that sugar and you get into that fasted state in the morning, you're not going to feel as hungry. It's actually going to lend you this new eating window. It's going to be very easy for you because you're not going to feel the hunger pains anymore. You're going to know actual hunger and not just cravings all the time. Okay, so let's talk about the different states that your body can be in. And really essentially it can be, for our purposes, it can be in about 2 different states. You can be in the fed state or you can be in the fasted state. There is another state in the middle, the post-absorptive state, that we're not going to really talk about, okay? So when you're in the fed state, your body is actually taking all of the nutrients from food and usually glucose, right? And it is breaking it all down. And that is your body's interior work. That's kind of essentially its job right now, right? Or you can be in the fasted state. Your body has gotten done removing all of the nutrients. It's sent the energy into different parts of your body. This can take about 12 hours, sometimes 14 hours to get into this state from a fed state to a fasted state. So think about that time of your day when you have about 12 hours where you don't eat, right? Ding, 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 that's nighttime. And so everyone actually gets into a fasted state at night. It's just very normal for us to do. The difference is that after someone is in a fed state, they've slept all night, they're finally in this fasted state. And then as soon as they get into this fasted state, they wake up in the morning, and what is the first thing they do? They run downstairs and they eat. And again, they come back to this fed state. So let's talk about this fed state a little bit and what it looks like. When you're in a fed state, your insulin levels are high. And when your insulin levels are high, it means that you are storing sugar and that you cannot burn fat. Remember that. If your insulin levels are up, you cannot burn fat off your body. When you get into the fasted state, your insulin levels are down, which means you can burn fat. And essentially, once you've run through that glucose inside your body, guess where the next fuel source is that your body is going to go to grab for fuel? It's going to be your love handles. It's going to be your butt. It's going to be your abdominal fat, right? So it's going to tap into those fat stores and start eating that and using that as energy for your body and your brain. So your body can be in two states, and it's not an and situation. It is you are either in a fed state or you are in a fasted state. There cannot be both at the same time. So knowing what happens in that fasted state makes things really, really exciting, doesn't it? Okay, so now I'm gonna cover the benefits of intermittent fasting. Hold on to your butts because this is about to blow your mind. Of course, the obvious, weight loss and fat loss. That's what we all want, is that fat loss, right? You're going to be increasing your insulin sensitivity because your insulin isn't gonna have to be used all the time. It's going to rest. It's going to function better and more effectively. And that is also going to help you lose weight and lose fat. Okay, it's going to help increase your human growth hormone, or HGH. Fasting has been medically, clinically shown to increase your HGH, or your human growth hormone levels, 5-fold. So HGH is actually helps facilitate fat burning, muscle gain, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so another benefit is cell autophagy. And in fact, in 2016, the guy who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016, he was in the medical field, and he kind of coined this term. So what happens in your body is, because it's constantly breaking down food, it's constantly in that fed state and never has time to do the internal work on the cells. When you get into a fasted state, your body can then help kind of clear out the dead cells that are in your body. I know that sounds gross, right? We do have dead cells. And when I say dead, I mean that they are no longer speaking to each other. They're no longer being productive members of your system. And so when you go and you don't have to, and your body isn't having to break down that food, it can then go and signal all of those cells and say, okay, this one's not speaking anymore. This one's not working anymore. And it actually takes those dead cells and it cleans them straight out of your body. Pretty impressive, right? Okay, another one is lowering oxidative stress and inflammation. So oxidative stress is kind of a coined term about the things that we get environmentally, waste, fog, pollution in the air, and inflammation can come from things that come into our bodies, and our bodies say, hey, this is not a natural thing. I don't know what this is. And so it reacts. And that's where you get that inflammation. And when you get systemic inflammation, it can cause so many problems for your gut. And if your gut health is off, your hormones are off. And if your hormones are off, you will never lose weight. And so to say that this is very important and very critical is definitely an understatement. All right, so it's also very helpful with your heart health because which, by the way, heart health is the #1 killer, right? So if we can do something to help our heart health, I think we'd be onto something, wouldn't you? So it improves your blood pressure, your total cholesterol and your LDL cholesterol, your triglyceride levels, inflammatory markers, and of course your blood sugar levels, right? It also helps your brain health. So what's good for your body is good for your brain. And it's even been said that it can reverse the signs of Alzheimer's. So I don't know about you guys, but my family suffers from Alzheimer's. And so it's one of the things that I do to help protect myself. It also gives you increased energy. And it gives you increased mental clarity and concentration. And guys, this is just naming a few of the benefits of intermittent fasting because there are more. So I think that you can see like just how easy it is to put intermittent fasting into your life and how beneficial it's going to be for you. So if you have any questions, drop them below. I will try to put some notes down below here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you think this is helpful for someone else, definitely share it with them. If you have not yet, you better hit subscribe so I can see you on my next video. If you want to see any more topics, please drop them down below and I will talk to you guys really soon. Bye.